Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is July 2nd, 2014, and today is Wednesday. So looking at the economic calendar for today, some major events coming out of the Euro. At 11 o'clock, we have the Eurozone GDP. Later in the day, we have some major numbers coming out of the U.S. At 2:15, we have the USD ADP unemployment change. And then later in the day at 5 o'clock South African time, we have the FOMC member Janet Yellen speaking. These are major news today. So I do expect some sort of rotation in the currencies, especially surrounding the USD. Looking at the Euro-USD just quickly, we gained a lot from our previous lows, and now we're just selling off a little bit. Okay, we hit this nice pivot spot right here, and we jumped right off of it, and now we're this looks like a inverted hammer, okay, and usually a bullish sentiment. So I would anticipate some sort of move on the upside today, although make sure that you do have stop losses, as you always should. So look for some sort of reversal in this, see some sort of resistance at 137.20, and then some further resistance probably at around 138.20. If we do break this higher, there's some levels that that are less likely to hit, but all in all, we've been flatlined here between this little pivot spot right here. We're just coming off of just possibly a bull flag, so this might have been a good place to pick it up. Just make sure we land ourselves above this 138.20, so that maybe we'll take it up all the way to 137.83ish. So I would really keep an eye on the Euro-USD today to see any change and any rotation. As always, our favorite currency pair, the GBP. Okay, the GBP has just gotten stronger and stronger and stronger, and finally we broke out, and then we continue to break up on the outside. Some more positive news coming out of the GBP, and it looks like we're headed higher. It looks like we're really headed higher. Looking at a weekly chart, you can see that we're breaking much higher. I would say 172 is a nice place for it to possibly take profit. 173 for sure. If we hit that level within the next couple of days. But as you can see, it's been very strong. The candle's been, we closed above this level, and now we're holding above it. If we can retrace back to 170.08-ish, and then still hold this level, perhaps we could break even higher to the 178, maybe even 180, okay, by the end of the summer. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's my prediction for the GBP for over the next few weeks. Looking at the GBP Japanese yen, also at the top of its range, really not breaking that much higher like the GBPUSD, but still at the top of its range. So if this does turn around and does become weak, I'd look to short the GBP Japanese yen instead of the GBPUSD. So just keep an eye on these two currency pairs. Looking at gold today, gold retraced about five points, not a big deal, but as you can still very strong in light of what's going on in Iraq and some of the political situations in the Ukraine. We see some uncertainty. We didn't, like I said yesterday, I did expect it to retrace a little bit from 1330, and I wouldn't call this retracing. I would call it just taking a break. So if this still maintains this level in the next few days, maybe I'd look to buy a little bit around this area. Perhaps it'll go up to 1350, where it was its next resistance level. Okay, so like I said, it's still very strong, not really retracing, but as long as it holds this line above 1325, 1323, I don't see why it should retrace. But if it does retrace this, we do have a little bit of support at 1312, certainly at 1300, is the major support. Looking at the Dow Jones yesterday, big follow-up, okay? And more importantly, it's the non-farm payrolls numbers that are coming out tomorrow. Those are major numbers that are coming out and should affect the market quite greatly. So I'd really suggest you be in front of the computer at that time to trade. It'll probably be around 2 o'clock South African time. So just make sure that you're there. And as such, we always love to show you where certain resistances are being met corresponding to the news as it's coming out. And so we're just shy of 17,000. We haven't hit 17,000 yet. We just touched 17,000, but I don't believe we held it above 17,000. As you can see on longer time frame, we've been trading within this 16,800 to 17,000, just shy of 17,000-ish for the past month. So keep an eye on it. Let's see if it does break up higher. If it does, with the positive news, then we could clearly go to 17,100, 17,150. At these levels, you know, it's just a buy and hold, especially when we're in such a bull market like we are. Looking at the long time frame, as you can see, we're a little bit consolidating here. We're closing it off, and you know, forming somewhat of a wedge formation. And some resistance up here at 17,000. So if we do break above 17,000, there's no reason we can't hit 17,250, 17,500. And many of the experts are predicting we'll hit 18,000 by next October, which may really be reality. It could even go as high as 19,000 on the upper scale. But again, like I said, you have continuous buying, very little sell-offs, or none sell-offs at all, and so there could be continued buying into the 18,500 zone. But you know, these things correlate with time and they correlate with the stocks, so just keep a sharp eye on it and make sure you're using your stop losses to protect from any decline. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.